we may assess some of the skills. Some of our community-based providers have some assessments. However, when we've taken a look at what we assess on and what they assess on, a lot of them are some of the same. And so we're going to utilize both of the assessment pieces, because when we're talking to we have over 700 customers just around the Milwaukee area in Wisconsin. When we talk to them and we say, part of our Manpower process is that we validate individual skills for placement. So when we can say we validated and we worked with them, I think that's even more powerful for this candidate. So the skills are assessed, and then a training path would be created if need be, an additional training path, and then the job match begins. And I'm going to just take a step back here on the left. So phase 3 is really where we're at right now. You're going to say, okay, that all sounds pretty simple, right? Remember I told you it took us 4 months to get there. Even though we've launched this in other cities, we quickly talked to those other CBOs in San Jose and Houston, and we found that really what we need to do is distinctly different. So projectability is not a cookie cutter model. It's specifically geared to the community in which we serve. We've started to have some discussions around the Fox Valley area, which is going to be a completely different, not completely different model, but it has a lot of different elements than it does in Milwaukee and Waukesha. So with that, that project 3 and where we're at, that phase 3 and where we're at now is the launch. And a big part of that launch, if I were to share with you the 36 slides that go behind this, but we won't do that, a big part of that is really engaging now in our HR partners and our community partners. Martha serves on a Chief Diversity Officer for Greater Milwaukee. There's a lot of companies that say, I've heard about this, I want to get on board. However, we've been somewhat selective of talking to our customers and our community employers to really talk to them to understand. We've gone in to start establish some needs analysis of saying, these are the individuals. We've identified around 30 individuals that are ready to go, that are ready to be placed, matched, starting the interview process to really make sure that their workforce is not only ready from a needs analysis, but also from a training, that the managers are trained and there's fully understanding of what it takes for this individual to be successful. So that's the project 3, which comes into that employer and that community and really gains a commitment from those employers of looking at this talent. And I know we touched a little bit earlier about the human age, and that's a whole nother presentation, but quite fascinating. And when you look at the human age, our CEO, Jeff Jarris, introduced this at the World Economic Forum a few months ago. And a big part of it is the human age. And you look at the Stone Age, then you look at the mechanics, the industrial age, and then you look at the technology age and the next age that we're heading into. And I think that it's the human age, and it's all around talent. And I heard John reference a stat today, which I haven't heard in a while, but it doesn't go away, that those jobs in 2004 that they have, the top jobs didn't exist in 2004. But another alarming statistic is, the talent certainly is not being trained for what's coming up in the future. And I also heard a statistic last month in Phoenix at a conference that 70% of employers that are working now within companies are actually looking for other opportunities. So the human age is an important part of really making sure that you understand, myself understand, my staff, the needs, and then I'm also looking at talent and how to bring talent in and understanding how to serve my community as well as my employees. So kind of sidetracked there on the human age, but that's a whole nother discussion. But there's a fantastic video if you go on YouTube about the human age from Jeff, and it was the introduction at the World Economic Forum, and it's quite fascinating to take a look at.